Could you have ever imagined a calamity worse than the housing market crash of 2008? Picture the devastation, the financial ruin, the economic chaos that ensued. Now what if I told you we are standing on the precipice of an even greater disaster, a catastrophe predicted by none other than the Oracle of Omaha himself, Warren Buffett. His foresight has often proven accurate, but this time the prediction is not just alarming, it's downright terrifying. Well, Warren Buffett did, and his prediction is spine-chilling. Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, needs no introduction. This self-made billionaire, philanthropist, and chairman of Berkshire Hathaway is a titan in the world of finance. Born in the heartland of America, Buffett's story is a testament to the power of the American dream, but his success is no accident. His uncanny ability to predict market trends, coupled with his down-to-earth wisdom and folksy charm, have earned him a reputation as one of the greatest investors of all time. He accurately foresaw the dot-com bubble of the late 90s and the housing market crash of 2008. His words of caution often serve as a beacon of light in the foggy world of investments. Buffett's predictions are not mere conjectures, they're based on years of experience and a deep understanding of the economy. So, when a man of Buffett's stature predicts, the world pays attention. So, what did Buffett predict that sent shivers down the spines of investors worldwide? You might be wondering. Well, the Oracle of Omaha, as he's fondly known, made a prediction that would rattle the very foundations of the global economy. Buffett, with his uncanny knack for seeing around corners, foresaw a housing market crash in 2024 that would dwarf the one we experienced in 2008. He painted a picture of an economic landscape ravaged by a housing market collapse of unprecedented proportions. With his signature blend of wisdom and wit, Buffett drew parallels with the 2008 recession, but warned that this time, the fallout would be far more severe. He cautioned that the real estate sector, a cornerstone of the American economy, would crumble like a house of cards, leading to a domino effect that would ripple through the entire global economy. Buffett's prediction wasn't just a shot in the dark, it was backed by meticulous analysis of market trends and economic indicators. He pointed out the overvaluation in the housing market, the skyrocketing debt levels, and the reckless lending practices that were eerily reminiscent of the pre-2008 era. He underscored the fact that the economy was skating on thin ice, with the housing market bubble ready to burst at any moment. The signs were all there, Buffett claimed, for those who were willing to see. He urged investors and policymakers alike to take proactive measures to avert the impending catastrophe. But Buffett's prediction wasn't just a doom and gloom prophecy, it was also a call to action. He encouraged investors to be vigilant, to diversify their portfolios and to prioritize long-term stability over short-term gains. He reminded us that in the world of investing, fortune favors the prepared. Buffett's words resonated with a chilling clarity, a stark reminder of the cyclical nature of economies and the inevitability of market crashes. His prediction served as a wake-up call to the world, a clarion call to brace ourselves for the stormy seas ahead, and with a note of grim finality, Buffett warned us, be prepared for worse. What implications did Buffett's prediction carry? Were we prepared for this? The answer lies in the far-reaching effects his prediction had on the global economy, the housing market, and the lives of the general public. When Warren Buffett rang the alarm bells, it sent ripples through the global economy. Investors, big and small, held their breath, anticipating a downturn worse than the housing market crash of 2008. Countries heavily reliant on the housing market found themselves in a precarious situation. The economy was teetering on the brink of a crisis. It was a stark reminder of the power one man's words could have on the world's financial stage. But the implications didn't stop there. The housing market, once a beacon of stability for investors, was now shrouded in uncertainty. Housing prices fluctuated wildly, leaving homeowners and investors alike in a state of unease. The market was in turmoil, and it was clear that the storm Buffett predicted was now upon us. However, the most profound impact was felt by the general public. The average Joe, who once dreamt of owning a home, now faced the harsh reality of an unstable housing market. The dream of homeownership seemed more distant than ever. Moreover, those who had invested their life savings in the housing market were now staring at potential losses, their dreams of a secure future hanging in the balance. In the face of this impending crisis, the world looked for guidance, for a way to navigate through the rough seas. And in the midst of all this, Buffett's words resonated louder than ever, reminding us of the importance of preparedness, of the need to plan for the worst even in the best of times. The impact was far-reaching, affecting everyone, from the Wall Street banker to the average Joe. Warren Buffett's prediction was not just a warning, but a wake-up call to the world, urging us all to be prepared for the unexpected, to be ready for the worst even as we hope for the best. So, the prediction came true. What happened next? The aftermath of the crash was like a scene from a dystopian novel. Our financial landscape was transformed almost overnight. The economic shockwaves rippling through every sector, every industry, and every household in the country. The crash, more severe than anything we'd seen before, had profound and far-reaching effects. Imagine this: businesses shuttered, jobs lost, and entire industries brought to their knees. The housing market, once the bedrock of our economy, was now the epicenter of the crisis. Homeowners found themselves underwater, their properties worth less than the mortgages they owed. It was a grim picture of financial ruin that spread far and wide, but the damage didn't stop at our borders. The crash sent shockwaves across the globe, affecting international markets and economies. Countries that relied heavily on the US for trade found their own economies teetering on the brink of disaster. It was a global catastrophe, a domino effect that left no stone unturned. And how did people react? With understandable panic and despair. Savings accounts were depleted, retirement plans obliterated, and dreams of financial stability shattered. The crash served as a grim reminder of just how vulnerable we all are to the whims and fluctuations of the economy. But amidst the chaos, there were also stories of resilience. People banding together, finding ways to support each other and weather the storm. Communities rallied, charities stepped up, and a sense of unity emerged from the wreckage. It wasn't easy, and the road to recovery was long and fraught with challenges, but the human spirit proved once again to be indomitable. The world was left reeling, trying to pick up the pieces. In hindsight, what lessons can we learn from this catastrophe? Indeed, the crash was a bitter pill to swallow, but as we sift through the rubble, we uncover valuable lessons. Lessons that can guide us in navigating future crises. Lessons that remind us of the importance of heeding warnings, of not being blindsided by the dazzle of short-term gains, and of always being prepared. In the face of impending disaster, we learned the significance of preparedness. When the crash came, it was those who had prepared, those who had done their homework, who weathered the storm. They had savings tucked away, diversified portfolios, and contingency plans in place. Preparedness, as we've seen, is not just about expecting the best, but also bracing for the worst. We also discovered the power of heeding warnings. Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, had sounded the alarm bells, but his warnings fell on deaf ears. Many brushed it off as an overreaction, a pessimistic outlier in the sea of optimistic forecasts. But as the events unfolded, we realized the cost of ignoring such warnings. The voices of wisdom and experience, though they may seem out of tune with popular sentiment, are often the ones we should be listening to. Lastly, the crash taught us a valuable lesson about resilience. It showed us that economies are not static entities, but dynamic systems that rise and fall, expand and contract. It's a natural cycle, a rhythm of growth and recession. Resilience, then, is about adapting to these rhythms, about having the flexibility to bounce back from the lows and capitalize on the highs. So, as we look back on this catastrophe, let's not just remember the losses and the pain. Let's also remember the lessons it taught us. Let's use these lessons as a compass, guiding us through the unpredictable seas of the future. Because, as Buffett once said, it's only when the tide goes out that you learn who's been swimming naked. So, there we have it. A prediction that shook the world. In the last few minutes, we've taken a deep dive into Warren Buffett's startling forecast. A potential crisis that could eclipse the housing market crash of 2008. We've explored the implications and aftermath of such an event, and how it could change the economic landscape forever. And we've learned that knowledge is our best armor in such uncertain times. In the end, Buffett's words ring true. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing.